Hello, I am back with another episode of things you didn't know to ask your partner before y'all started seriously dating. Um, this episode's a little different because I feel like it does get talked about. I also feel like it changes depending on where people are living and people's financial statuses, etc. There are actually two ways to pose this question. The first one that I feel like gets posed is, how many animals do you want? What kinds of animals do you like? What size of animals do you like? What animals are off the table? Those are questions I feel like do get talked about in dating. The question I feel like should be posed is, if we had plenty of money and plenty of space, how many animals would I have to contend with you bringing home out of the blue on any given day? I feel like that's the question people should ask that doesn't get asked, and it doesn't get answered until typically wives. It's typically wives, let's be honest, ladies, start bringing home random animals on any given day. So this one is, like I said, a little different. Um, but I will start with, I have 3 bio kids and 2 bonus kids. So we have 5 kids together. Um, 2 of which are adults and out of the house. So we do have 3 high schoolers, teenage boys, all of them, still in the house. Currently, I have 2 dogs, a 100-pound golden, a 50-pound pit, and then 2 cats, a 10-year-old Siamese and a 12-week-old fiery orange kitten. I will show you a picture of all of them here. This is what I have currently, and my poor husband is overwhelmed every day when he gets home from work because he has 3 teenage boys and 4 chaotic animals, 2 of which he approved, one of those begrudgingly. So, really, he wanted the Siamese cat that we have, that we got right after moving into this house. We rescued him from a very abusive situation, and so we have him. My husband loves him. My son loves him. If my son moves out before this cat gets too old, my son is probably taking the cat with him. They have adopted each other. This cat has loved him since he was 6 years old. My golden, we did agree on, but that was a compromise on both of our parts. My husband has never been a big fan of big dogs. He is a little leery of anything that he feels could kill him without trying. The problem is I grew up with those kind of dogs. Dobermans, Pits, German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Malinois. Like, these are the dogs I love. So we talked for months about, okay, what kind of dog? What kind of dog? What size of dog? Etc., etc. And we ended up compromising on Golden because he, researched. They have a nice temperament. He's a little less afraid, concerned, leery about this dog. So we find a Golden. Guess whose dog that is now? Guess whose dog that is? This is the quintessential dads who did not want the dog in the house storyline. It was foreseen. He did not believe that it would be foreseen or foretold. It was, that's his dog. Since he had a dog that he learned to love and that was big and that honestly was bigger and weighed more than any of the dogs I want, in 2023, I went and got my own dog without asking. He came home and there was an American Pit Bull Terrier mix in the house. 8 weeks old, from the animal shelter in the next town over, the next big city over. So, yeah, we now have a 50-pound, 2-year-old American Pit Bull Terrier and a 6-year-old Golden and a 10-year-old Siamese. And for the fourth animal, I feel like I have to preface this with I live in a very small town, that we do not have a capture, stay, release program of any kind. We don't have a veterinarian in our town. The closest veterinarian is 15 miles away. That being said, there is a big stray population here of cats, and a big portion of them live around my neighborhood. I know them. I try to feed them when I can. If I end up ever getting any more money off of these videos, or maybe getting sponsored for those like feral cat houses that keep them safe and keep them warm, I would love to set some of those up in the neighborhood. But I knew that this one cat had recently had kittens. I found it dead, and I could not find any of the other kittens except for this one. Can you see it? Oh, okay, hold on. Except for this one. Are you ready? Do you see the kitten in the corner? Okay. So he was in my house for 5 hours before my husband even got home from work. And yeah, so 2 of the animals that we have been brought in without any prior knowledge or permission. One was begrudging, and then they adopted each other. I am unopposed to bringing birds and squirrels and raccoons into this house. My entire family calls me Snow White because of the bond that I have with animals, the way that I treat animals, the amount of love that I have for animals. I have pet wild javelinas. I have rescued wild birds in my youth. I have caught field mice. I play with the wild horses that live up where my parents live when I go visit them. I love animals. And this is a very real problem for my husband because he genuinely never knows when he's going to walk through the door and there's going to be a pygmy goat or a Highland cow. And we live in the middle of the town, of our town. We have restrictions in our town. We have a big backyard, but not acreage in this town. And he still lives in fear every day that he's just going to come home to more animals, big or small. And I feel like this is actually pretty common. So I will say this, men can absolutely be bad at this too. I feel like we, fairness where fairness is due, but the stereotype is women that, bring in all of the animals. So I will say, advice to the men. Don't ask them what kind of animals they like. Don't ask them how many animals they had growing up, what their favorite animal is. Ask them, if the budget is there, how many animals are they content with bringing into a house on any given day? If they're honest, you'll have your answer. These are not deal breaker issues, but it allows you to be better prepared 10 years down the road when your wife sneaks in a micro mini pig that some shady person on Facebook Marketplace was selling for $50. It's gonna be a potbelly pig when it grows up, by the way. It's gonna happen. So, yeah. That is episode 3 of Things to Ask Your Partner Before Seriously Dating That Nobody Tells You About. Hopefully you've seen episode 1 and 2, and hopefully you will stick around for episode 4. If you liked it, found it funny, found it helpful, got a little triggered by it because you and me, we the same, like and subscribe for more funny little nuggets of wisdom. Thank you.